rehab is much more than just a physical thing. There's so much mental, psychological aspect to it. I mean, obviously you're trying to rehab like joints and bones and muscles and trying to bring them back to playing a sport and get that limb or that joint ready, but you have to be able to pay attention to that mental side of things. I mean, I've had athletes come in and they're like, I can't do this today. And, you know, after you have a severe injury where you're sidelined for a while or you've had surgery, it's daunting because you can't move, you can't, run, you can't walk, you can't throw, you lose your athletic identity. And so part of our job as athletic trainers is to help them be able to focus and push through the mental stuff as well as the physical stuff. We use humor. I mean, everybody loves to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. So that's one way that we help them kind of get through. But sometimes just listening to them talk, they come in and they say, I just can't do this. I'm having a bad day. Okay, well, talk to me. Why are you having a bad day? What's going on? What can I help you do that's going to help improve you? And then there are days when, they feel like they're not getting anywhere. And that's the days you remind them, hey, last week you were at 90 degrees of range of motion, of like knee flexion, range of motion being how much a joint moves in space. So, and now you're at 110. That's improvement. Being able to quantify and show them objectively that you're getting there, you're getting better, you're making progress, that really helps boost their mood. You take them to the weight room and maybe they were doing 20 pounds, lifting 20 pounds last week and now they're lifting 30. You can tell them, hey, look, remember, you're lifting way more than you were last week. Helping them remember like where they started from. Like you look at, where you came in right after surgery, you couldn't move, you couldn't walk, you were on crutches, you hated it, and now you're walking around without crutches, you're weight bearing. It helps them boost their mood. And then getting a ball into their hands or getting a glove or a bat or whatever it may be, whatever sport they play, getting that into their hands so they can feel the ball, they can play, they kind of regain that athletic identity a little bit. As an athletic trainer, a lot of kids come through because you develop that relationship with them, you spend so much time with them. It's really unique in the medical field. Most clinicians see patients, for 15 minutes and then they're gone. We see them even when they're healthy. So we get to establish those relationships and the trust. And they come to you with all sorts of problems with relationships and mental illness. Maybe they've had a traumatic childhood and they want to talk about these things. And we're not counselors, so being able to help them just kind of like work through things from past experience and what we've been trained to do really helps, helps them and helps us. And I think one thing that keeps me motivated as an athletic trainer is really watching them at the beginning, like either when they're freshmen or when they get hurt, and then watching them grow and develop or get better and rehabbing them back to the sport they love. That keeps me motivated. I get to see them go from being in a state where they, maybe they got injured and they don't know what they're going to do, and then now, they graduate and they're playing, adult league or beer league or whatever, and they're running around with their kids, and that's the kind of stuff that brings me satisfaction, knowing that I made a difference in helping them get to that point, or helping them get back on the court or the field, or wherever they play, run, or whatever. That keeps me motivated. It's a good feeling. I love my job, and I had a coach tell me it's not about the wins and losses. It's about later on in life who invites you to their wedding and how many weddings you get invited to, or how many kids you get to see them have, and that's what makes this job special. I'm Schmerbauch. I'm the head athletic trainer at Fontbonne University.
Hi, my name's Demi. I play volleyball here at Fontbonne, and I tore my ACL about 3 months ago. My initial thought when I first did it was it hurt. I mean, it was pretty obvious that something was not right when I landed and I felt it pop. And then once Ann, the trainer, came over, she said, we'll just It's nothing like because my brother's torn his ACL and I've heard the reaction, like the pop. Usually when you hear pop, it's not good. So then the next morning I come in, she does some test on it and it's not good. So we go to the doctors and then he said, all right, let's get some tests done. Came back with the results and I tore my ACL. So from then I had surgery, and after surgery it was pretty rough. It was about an hour and a half surgery, and it was really rough to recover from that. For a week straight I was in pain, so I couldn't take the pain medication because I was allergic to it. So I had no pain medication in me, and I couldn't even walk to go to the bathroom by myself. It was a very hard, tough surgery to recover from. So after my surgery I missed a week of school, and then missing a week of school in college is very tough to catch up on because the teachers here, they care, but it's a lot of workload that comes with it. And being a nursing major that I am, it's very stressful as is, and then missing a week of school on top of it really adds a lot of workload on your home life. Because with nursing majors, you can't have a C. You have to have all A's or B's to get in the nursing school that you would want to get into. So coming from that, with having a lot of work from school, adds onto my stress as is, and anxiety goes through the roof because I have so much on my plate right now, and it's just hard to catch up. Also, outside of volleyball, I have kickboxed for over 10 years, and so I'm nervous to go back to that sport because it's a very body aggressive sport, and so I have to trust my knee, and it's hard to trust something that you just tore, and you have to give every bit of faith into that knee. So I'm curious to see how that turns out, but you gotta trust, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's the little things that you can't do anymore that really break your mental health. Like being able to walk without a limp, you can't do that. Being able to go upstairs, you can't do that. It's just the little things that add on over an amount of time that really are hard for you to mentally overcome.